With the rebellions crushed, Chikanaga Mitsuba rules the Empire of Japan, but his true test begins now. To both solidify his reign and fulfill his promise to his father, he must implement a Soryo administration, swell the ranks of the imperial army, convert the realm to insularism, and expand the power base of House Mitsuba. The problem, though, is that while House Mitsuba is the ruling family, they are a small family, and with little eligible kin to choose from, Chikanaga is going to have to turn to adoption to swell the ranks of the dynasty. The founder of the Mitsuba dynasty himself was an unlanded man. There's no reason the future of the dynasty can't be found among them once again. And welcome back to Japan. A Japan that is now much more firmly under the control of Chikanaga Mitsuba after he put down multiple revolts in the previous episode. From people trying to change the imperial policy to literal Chinese men trying to gain control of Japan, Mitsuba came out as victorious. There are still factions alive, but their discontent and critically their military power is significantly reduced compared to what it was before. Now, over time, given how dispersed power is in Japan, I have no doubt we will have to continuously deal with factions all the way. But we should be able to make that at least a bit harder for them today by buffing out our own armies as well as the army of the Empire of Japan as well. Of course, as is tradition, we will also be trying to buff out our own family strength by getting them into as many positions of power as possible. One area I would like to deal with is the Duchy of Dewa here, which as you can see, actually has a decent number of counties beneath it. Having vassals that are this strong is not fantastic, particularly in a realm where if it's going to be dispersed, I would much rather it be dispersed across the board and everybody only has one, max 2 counties under their control. But the idea of there being other dukes inside the Restructuring government is not good at all. Thankfully, this man is actually inside of our house block for now, but he is Yamato, which is a family that up until this point we were trying to befriend and make sure that they liked us, but now we are trying to compete with them. They are the second most powerful family in Japan. We are currently the first, only really because Chikanaga is in power. We want to use this time to sort of denigrate the power of Yamato as much as possible while buffing up our own power. I would love to gain control of this duchy and arguably even destroy it. There is an argument to try and just keep it inside of our family and gain the power of it that way, but I don't like the idea of a duchy falling into someone else's hands. I much prefer the idea of me being the only person in the realm that has any vassals other than sort of, governors having vassals in the form of cities and temples, but at a county level, it should just be me. To deal with this, I think what I might try and do is influence the candidacy here, and Yori Sada is currently a governor of Bungo, but if we were to give him enough to get in first place is apparently 1,176. What about a major contribution, though? That gets him up into second, which is perfectly fine. What is your score here? Lots of investments. Lots and lots of investments. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I wonder, do my family have enough influence going to actually help get Yorisada here in control of this governorship? Ask to influence candidacy, and then Yorisada for Dewa. You will accept 235 gold. Oh my word. All right, we'll send that anyway. Oh, that's a lot of new noble families we are creating, but what we like to see, because the more new noble families there are, the less well-established ones exist. We are also getting offers to pay some ransoms to us people in our prison. Tamanori here, you don't seem, you're lowborn, so honestly that's fine, you can go, but anybody who's actually of power or belonging to a powerful dynasty, they will be staying in the prison for now. Something else I would like to do on the religion front is see if I could actually convert the ceremonial monarch over to insularism. I think this would be huge in paving the way for everyone else to convert over as well. Just 60 influence to make it a sure thing. Let's absolutely do that. Beautiful. Our brother Kaito is doing what we're asking, and he's helping Yorisada get Dewa, which is phenomenal. And we have converted the man sitting on the chrysanthemum throne and the head of the ceremonial dynasty inside of Japan to insularism. A massive step in paving the way to convert the whole land. If only Korban could see us now. Blessed be God. Our stress is getting a little bit high here, so I will perform a tea ceremony. Beautiful. Growing closer to forming a friendship with our wife as well, who I think we're still seducing, right? Yes, we are. Okay. Inspired person can be sponsored. Wait, this is our wife. Yeah, our wife wants to make us some armor. Okay, we'll sponsor you. Go ahead. Wants to make a shield. Why not? This man here wants 270 gold as well as 150 influence to convert over to Ritsoryo instead of Soryo. You know what? You're in the minority right now, my friend. Although you do have a claim on the chrysanthemum throne, which is interesting. You know what? I'm going to say that was an order, not an invitation to bargain. I am happy to pay people at the right time to convert over if I don't want a war. But at this stage, we have to take a position of more like, do what we say or we'll just take it off you forcefully. I'm not exactly ready to take it off them forcefully just yet, but I am going to start increasing the size of my men-at-arms to make that the case. Every now and then when somebody tries to actually pay some ransoms as well, I'm just checking if they hold any titles, and if they do, that is getting taken straight back off them. We have revoked so much land off of people. It is getting crazy here, but we still don't have people from our dynasty to give it to. What is this? As of late, all my visits to Shimeko have been ruined by my rival Ariyoshi. Oh, he follows her everywhere like a lost puppy. His attempts to charm the lady are laughable, yet I fear his persistence will be rewarded. A duel to prove who is worthy. That seems like us. It's certainly what Korban would want us to do. Let's give it a go. Ayoshi stood no chance against my might. His defeat was surely embarrassing, and my dearest Shimeko saw all of it. Beautiful. Another enemy vanquished. Something else I just thought about as well is if I say show me non-rulers in Japan, let's say have inheritable traits and are male, for example you, Kiyomori here, could I adopt into house? Oh, they have to accept it. But there is a chance we could get some Mitsuba members by simply creating Mitsuba members. And I think it would make a ton of sense from a lore perspective as well, because obviously we wouldn't have an issue with people that don't technically come from nobility, seeing as though it's kind of fresh in our minds, us not being nobility. For example, Fujiwara Yoshitane here, 20 years old, Midas touched and quick. He is 20 years of age, and he will accept without anything to actually become a Mitsuba member. His father, his real life father, obviously won't like this, but it's just piety as well, which we have tons of. Adopt into house? Incredible. I wholeheartedly accept your invitation to bring me into your family, and I'll be proud to call myself a member of House Mitsuba. You will be well met. Now, my question is, will your children also be House Mitsuba now, or no? Because your existing daughter is still the previous house. Let's keep an eye on you and see how that works before we start doing it en masse. But for now, listen, you're House Mitsuba, and you can have this Kuni over here. Adoptee sets out. What? He's coming to Yamashiro. No, don't bother. You're totally fine. Convert over though, please. Thank you. Out of curiosity, how are we doing in Dewa over here? Okay, still needing some more investments, it seems. Incredible, he converted over as well. This could be an incredible tactic for us. Primary concern, though, is will his children be considered Mitsuba or not? I feel like they will, at least from now on, but let's see. Household savings, 230 gold from Shimeko. Yes, please. Oh, looks like our romance scheme is coming to a close. Every time I close my eyes, I see Lady Shimeko's face. Sleep will not come. I cannot wait another moment. Cloaked in shadows, I make my way to the garden outside her living quarters. The sight of Shimeko's chamber's window makes my heart stutter, so close and yet so far. But wait, who's that climbing up the tower? A shady figure stops by Shimeko's window and unlatches the shutters. My sunshine is in danger, I must save her. The sound from the struggle above is the greatest motivator I've ever known. Without care for life or limb, I hoist myself through Lady Shimeko's window. I feel as if I have plunged into a frozen lake. Shimeko is on the floor, an intruder pushing her down, a gleaming blade between them. With a roar, I grab the villain by the collar and throw him into the wall. The rest is a blur. When the danger is over, I turn towards her. Shimeko, are you all right? I ask cautiously, as if my word were a spell. She finally unfreezes and throws herself into my arms. Thank God you are here, Chikanaga. I will never let you get in harm's way again, and we have gained a soulmate as well as 750 prestige. The prestige is actually very important as we need 1,000 to change over to strength, which I do want to do. Just doing so much at the moment, I don't know if we have what it takes to also convert everyone else in our block over here either. Having said that though, since our goal is to establish a Soryo administration, I think converting over to strength early and then slowly but surely consolidating that and making that work could make more sense as opposed to having everything be super stable. It's the last piece we need, then we do it and it turns everything on its head. It is going to be challenging though, because we're going to basically like screw up our own block, which is a big part of our power. Like I might also see if I can adopt you into my house, my friend, because you are very, very nice. Herculean and a mastermind philosopher. Welcome in. Incredible. Who are you again? Mitsuba Nobukage. Beautiful. You, my friend, can get this over here. Very, very nice. This is huge because not only are we creating governors that are from our house, we're also creating new individual members of our house that, I don't know, will they consider us the same way they would like a father? I don't know. That's an interesting question, I suppose. But it should be at least slightly better trying to get them to convert over to whatever our aspiration is later on with them in our block as well. We'll take Fujiwara Kiyamoto as well. Although, would you accept? Yeah, okay, you will. Lovely stuff. Incredible. I'm not going to land all of these immediately. The priority will still be our direct nephews and whatnot, but having just some spare members around will be very nice indeed. And honestly, I probably should have been doing that earlier, as I could have then had even more house members to give land out to after the war, but at least we know now, and if it happens again, we'll be able to create some Mitsuba members for ourselves. Something else I should do, both because our piety is going negative and also to try and get more children, is to get some more secondary spouses. I'll probably focus just on inheritable traits here, really, and then just really try and generate as much sons as possible. Lady Amaniko escaped. She is a Ritsurio vassal. Oh, we never revoked the Kuni off her. That's a problem. That is a problem. Let's actually have a look at our prisoners now and make sure there's no one else we can revoke now that we have some people we can actually give the land to. There actually is as well. So let's make sure we go ahead and clean these out before they escape or we ransom them by accident. Incredible. And then with some of the recently revoked land, it can go to our newly adopted sons. Let's also make sure we convert you over as well while you're still loyal before you start having your own opinions of us. We'll take you as well if you're willing to join. Interestingly, you're from House Abe, who we actually have negative relations with. Would you still be willing to get adopted? No, you're sharing power with your liege. Okay. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're his regent. What about you? You look okay. You're quick. You're scared, but that's fine. It's no problem at all for us. What about you? You are slightly older, but you are beautiful and an astute intellectual. That is exactly what we like to hear. No, our faith is hostile. Okay. We could even go slightly further afield too and actually adopt some people that aren't even currently in Japan at the moment. Let's absolutely do that. What a beautiful letter that must be to receive. Hi there, I'm the ruling regent of Japan. I would like to not only adopt you into my family, the most powerful in Japan, I want to give you land for free as well. Oh, what is this? By mercy or justice, disheveled and discontent, the cloistered Taketada pesters, he's unlanded, pesters the guard for attention, asking them to hear his plea. Curious, I meet him in his house arrest, wanting to hear what he has to say. He gazes at me and cries, I have not seen much in my lifetime, but I cannot be fulfilled with the memories of this prison. If you have mercy in your heart, you will end my life swiftly. Okay, listen, we are forgiving. We've been taking a lot of stress recently from revoking titles, which I don't like doing because stress generally means you're not doing what the character would do. So to offset that, maybe we feel a little bit bad. We've caused a lot of destruction and whatnot. At least in this case, we can make better confinement. We can make confinement better for him. And we'll take the 75 prestige, and he will gain attentive care as well. And then honestly, even more than that, you can go. Just, you know, we'll take a hook on you, and you have to convert to insudarism, but just be free. You're lowborn, it's fine. Okay, my armorer, and now soulmate and wife, Lady Shimeko, updates me on her progress, droning on about the limits of hammer and bellows as my mind reels with bold ideas for my shield. Forging may not be my personal forte, but that doesn't mean I can't have a say in how my money is spent. We will use our background, which may have some unique insights. And our ideas work well. Beautiful. Okay, slowly, we are getting rid of some of our excess land here into the hands of other Mitsuba members, which is great. Kokushi Kaito past Kanemi is next in line for Empire of Japan. Oh, that is great news, actually. So it is my brother, a random person we don't want, then my other brother. And honestly, Yorisada may jump to the front of the line here if we end up giving him Dewa. How is that looking currently? Okay, he's still behind, unfortunately. What if I do a scheme to promote him? It should be very easy and maybe enough to get him over the line. Kanari and Joshua, our two nephews, are almost at age, and I'll be giving them Yoshino and Koka here, right next to us in the capital. I think that makes sense. Oh, hold on a minute. I think he must have invested in himself or something. He is now first in line already. Well, my friend, you know what that means. I'm not going to revoke your title. No. That would be terrible. Oh, I don't have the influence. God damn it. I mean, he is also quite old. He possibly could even die soon. Yeah, influence, it's strong, but we need more. The other thing to think about is when we rotate off of service, not only us, but all of our house members are going to lose influence as well. So I might wait a little bit longer before transitioning over to strength. Kampaku, my wife Lady Shimeko, waves me over to a covered armor stand, trying to keep a professional demeanor, but I can see the fire in her eyes as she tells me her work is done. Okay, incredible. Yamato shield, some renown and court grandeur. This is magnificent. Do I even have space for that in my courtroom? I think I might, actually. Yeah, there we go. Throw that up there. Is the shield just a board? It's just a board. It's beautiful, Shimeko. I love it. You can fire this scheme to promote Yorisada. He's already first in line, but may as well since it's already up there. Incredibly, both through our own maneuvers, I'm sure, as well as that of other families, House Yamato is no longer the second most powerful family. They have been relegated down into third, and House Sogo here is up into second. I do wonder, though, how much of that is because of your block. Yeah, your block is pretty big. I mean, it's not that big, but it has more members than mine, just probably less powerful members. Oh, look at this, a daughter. And I think it's actually our first child as well. And she's quick. The first child born as a direct descendant of Korban with an inheritable trait. We've finally done it. You know what, actually, I think I might call you Kimiko after Korban's wife. Why not? Uh-oh, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Oh. So earlier on, I was saying, oh, it looks like I can't declare wars to enforce administrative integration myself. Turns out, though, it looks like I actually can. I just don't actually declare the war. I just demand it, and if they say no, it immediately starts one, which I wasn't aware of, and I did demand them all at once, so they're all rising up against me, but I think we'll be okay. Accidentally gave this man a hook on us because I accidentally said yes when offering for him to be a Ritsurio. He was trying to bargain with me instead of saying no, but that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I also just saw there, I think someone just made a cadet branch of our dynasty. They did. House Anzai here has been created from the man that I adopted into our family, which is not great, but he's still a member of our dynasty, so still counts. Okay, you know what? I'm actually not going to raise up everybody and start going into crazy debt with this war. We'll raise up what we need and we'll put down each of these Sorios and gain this land back off of them. As a matter of fact, Kanari is now 16. You can have Yoshino. Our army is incredibly strong, though. It is like 90% men-at-arms here, so we should be perfectly fine. I mean, so are theirs, but there's much less of them. We are already up to 99% just by dealing with 2 of those armies. I think... Well, people are escaping all the time here. I think if we can grab this army as well and just capture the leader, we should be perfectly fine. I would much prefer that than having to go through all these sieges again. And there we go. We absolutely decimated all of their armies straight away, bar one, but after capturing some people, that was more than enough to enforce the administration. So all of Lady Amaniko's lands will be confiscated and returned to the Kampaku, and I think this is actually the woman that escaped from our prison earlier. We've gained the Bushidan of Echizen now, thank you very much. Out of curiosity though, those other Sorios that were rising up, are they just like free to go even though they went to war with me? No, I think they were converted over as well. There's only one Sorio left, and you know what? I'm just gonna ask you straight away as well. If you want to fight, let's do it. Yes, you do. All right, fair enough. No problem at all. We'll get the armies back up again. It was an an order, not an invitation to bargain. Send everybody straight over here. And I think once we've dealt with this, the only Soryo vassals left are actually those that are under the two other duchies that are here. So I can't convert them over as they're not my direct vassal. But we will be dealing with the duchy situation very, very soon. Something I'm curious about is that right now, if I attempted to just revoke this duchy, they are not going to accept. They are quite powerful, but due to his personality, he just won't have it. I'm half tempted to give this to one of my own family members and see if my family member would accept me revoking it off of them and then possibly destroying it. I think that may make more sense. Rather than trying to deal with two powerful vassals all the time beneath me, if I destroy both of these, I just disseminate power again, which suits me, because then I'm the only one that's even really allowed to have real vassals. Joshua is also now of age, so you can have Coca over here, Joshua. There you are, my friend. Governorship attacked. Soryo Nakato has attacked somebody else, and it is a punishable offense. Okay, you're damn right it's a punishable offense. Okay, I think we have the worst prison known to man. People are escaping all the time. At this stage, I'm willing to make amends. If all you have is a family title and you're not from an incredibly well-known dynasty, I don't mind letting you out and demanding your conversion, as otherwise all I'm really doing is negatively impacting a bunch of heirs to existing dynasties. However, if you have claims, you must renounce them for me to let you go. I am also going to use the last men-at-arms slot here in the Empire of Japan for another unit of siege crossbows. I'm going to get those straight up to rank 3 as well, because sieging is the last big hurdle for us here. That is the Empire of Japan fully filled out. 3 mounted samurai units at max strength and 2 siege crossbows at max strength. We still have 2 more slots for our own armies, but I might hold off on that for a bit as the cost of maintenance is getting ridiculously high. I think in the future I would love to only ever have to raise the provincial armies and then just raise my own armies as backup if something goes wrong. There is just one governorship left that we need to hand off here, so I am going to convert this man over here. And I'm going to grant you the Kuni of Echizen here. We'll demand your conversion as well. Thank you very much. This siege is almost finished over here, so we're almost good to go with this Soryo. I regret to inform you, my liege, that a dreadful avalanche has passed through Wakasa. It's taken many souls and disrupted the lives of those who survived, including travelers passing through. How dreadful, and they get avalanche impact. This should help them recover. Take the gold. Take the gold. We are a... Or actually, we're not even kind, really. We're just forgiving. But you know what? It's fine. Take the gold. Some of my advisors believe the job is theirs by right of blood or influence alone. How wrong they are. I expect results, yet I'm often disappointed. After a long day, I'm complaining to Shimeko when she interrupts me. Let me do something about it, husband. A few lessons might sharpen their wits. Yeah, let's have our spy master study intrigue, I suppose, just because I feel like people may be scheming against me in the background, and I would like to know about that. That is the Siege 1. We even got a cheeky artifact out of that. We will enforce our demands here. Thank you very much. What is nice is that looking at the Retsurio government now and our house strength, we are now up to almost 700 in powerful family rating. Yamato is back into second, but they're down at 288. So we've gone from like neck and neck for first in Japan to almost twice that of the imperial house themselves. Another stewardship perk. What would we like here? I guess we'll go for it is my domain for the domicile income. We can use the extort subjects decision, which we probably won't use, but plus 10% domicile income is pretty decent. I am kind of partial to rotating into learning here, both so that we can live as long as possible, but also because I would love to actually... Where is it? Well, I mean, first of all, down the theologian tree to help convert everyone over to insulism would be great, but also scientific for the plus 20% cultural fascination progress. That, I think, is going to be critical in order for us, don't forget, to actually unlock royal prerogative here. We currently have 27 years, and it is a requirement to establish this Soryo administration. Technically, the requirement is to get to level 4 centralized governance, which we can only even change, get to 3 or 4 with royal prerogative. There'll probably be some time gap we have to wait getting it from 3 to 4 anyway, not to mention having to deal with factions who want a lower sort of crown authority, so we'll want to make sure that we have that as early as possible. Okay, we immediately get a learning perk actually, so we'll straight away go for scientifics. We can get the most out of that. Out of curiosity, how much did that help? From 27 years to 23. 5 years off the top? Not bad at all. Could make a big difference. Let's also have a look at my council here, because I have not looked here in a while. Honestly, everyone's actually pretty okay. Yeah, I'm not fully against this, to be honest with you. Thankfully, we have been gaining so much influence that we are now up to controlling, so which is very nice. 20 influence per month, to be fair, is very, very nice. We are doing well. Plus 10 from landed house members. Absolutely. Okay, I suppose we'll hold court then. I suppose we will hold court. Let's see if anything interesting happens here. The petitioner now in front of me doesn't seem Yamato, some provincial, I guess. The moment she starts talking, I'm hit by a barbaric but vaguely familiar accent. Kampaku, I represent a group of merchants from Dewa. That's the duchy, or the county within the duchy I'm trying to take, right? Having long lived in this land, trading with the locals and with functionaries from the capital, we are well aware of the difficulties in dealing with non-integrated populations and uniquely equipped to help. Therefore, we'd like to offer you our services as official translators and interpreters. I can say that your services are most needed and will gain cultural acceptance between Yamato and Emishi. We need you here at the capital. Acceptance goes up by 2%. He joins our court. We gain 60 influence, but for 110 gold. Or it's the Emishi who should learn the ways of the capital. I think we will pick this one for the 75 prestige, mainly because my goal is to eventually go to war with them in the north, so integration, not really the main thing we're concerned with right now. Before me stands my vassal, Soryo Nakato. Oh, this guy is a problem. He's been going to war with people as a Soryo as well. Kampaku, Echu's been hit hard by the recent raiding and looting. The people are starving, our fields are not recovering, and our livestock is not enough to survive anymore. We beg you to intervene and to save our devoted subjects with your great magnanimity. He bows deeply and falls silent. How about some tax relief if you agree to not be Soryo anymore? I don't think a weak hook will be enough to convert him over from Soryo to Ritsoryo, and I don't want to empower him by having him to pay even less tax. You know what? Instead, ooh, we want to send our sister over there. You know what? I'm sure you can manage it on your own. You're a Soryo. You believe you can rule by yourself. Rule by yourself. My business here is done. Wait a minute. I didn't even get a notification that I had a son. Did I just click through this accidentally? Mitsuba Yoritsuna. Okay, no traits, but that's great to know. A lot of the factions have actually disbanded now. There's just one left with one person in it. I think with the short reign bonus going away and consolidating our power a lot, up to 800 now in terms of powerful family rating, people don't really want to mess with us anymore. Honestly as well, I think a lot of Yamato's power is coming from the fact that it is a Yamato man that controls this duchy that's about to fall into our control when he dies. So once this happens, I feel like outside of the fact that they're the ceremonial monarch's house, House Yamato is going to have a severe fall from grace, which is what we want. It is so funny to me, though, that you look at Yamato here with the gold border because they're fabled. Sogo just got up to significant there, and we're still obscure, yet in control of everything. Our renown should continue to increase more and more, though, since we are gaining more dynasty members through adoption and more rulers. Right now, the man in charge of Dewa here is going to war for admin integration, which I'm not against at all. That would actually be quite good. He is turning this man from Soryo to Ritsoryo. Most of the Soryos left in the land are actually under his rule anyway, so we'll let him at least deal with that war, provided that he wins, and then if he doesn't die by then and Yorisada's in power, we will retire him. How is Yorisada doing, by the way? Drunkard and reclusive, but overall not too bad. Interestingly as well, there is a Soryo woman here who doesn't have any land. She's Soryo, but she just has a family title, but she actually would accept being in prison, so I will go ahead and imprison you. As the top candidate, I have been given the Kuni of Akita. Okay, where's this? Oh, it's all the way up here in the north. Oh, because you won your war and integrated it. Very good. All right then, get retired, my friend. House member gains appointment. That is actually huge. So now it is Yorisada in control of Dewa. And out of curiosity, If I was to ask for the actual title, would you do it? Cannot revoke from an ally. Yeah, that's a problem because you're an ally. However, what you would accept is me actually retracting some vassals off of you. So for example, give me back some of these down here and at least go back to your normal size because you are so oversized at the moment. I do need to watch my stress though. Being forgiving is not helping here. Oh, look at this. A trip to the brothel. We convert to Catholicism proper or bite my lip and stay focused. For now, let's bite my lip and stay focused. We have got to find a way to deal with this stress though. Okay, so Dewa as a duchy has gone from having multiple vassals to now just being the size of Dewa itself. So while there is a duchy title, technically it is just a buffed up governorship. I will probably do the exact same treatment to Mutsu over here. It isn't as oversized, just have some random holdings down here, but we'll try and take care of this. Yorisada, you have done your job, my friend. You have not given it back to me, which I would have loved, but you've done the next best thing, which is spread that power out. I'm still doing periodic checks for people to actually adopt into the house as new men become of age. You, Michanari here, will do quite well as well, because I have to give you Akita. Okay, so main concern from a powerful family perspective is House Hok K here. They are starting to band together into this Sogo block, which is not great. Thankfully, they're not really towards strength, but a lot of sort of the unlanded but very noble families have joined this, including House Sogo themselves, which are leading this block without, as far as I can tell, actually holding any land directly. But the house leader of House Hok K, which I believe 2 generations ago was the ruling regent's family themselves, not a big fan of us. Big part of that was from breaking the betrothal, and then since doing that he didn't like us, so I've kind of had to scale him back from other positions as well, which he's not been a huge fan of. Also, rather than waiting until everything is in its place and then going around and systematically trying to convert everything, I think I will try and convert over as many people as I can right now, just to try and kind of have insularism spreading more sort of naturally across Japan at this point, rather than just trying to kind of force everything later. Undoubtedly, there'll be things that we have to force, but anybody we can convert right now that might possibly convert their own lands could be a great benefit later on. Not to mention when it comes to things like inviting them into house blocks or having them not turn against me, that extra opinion from being of the same religion would be quite nice, and it also may make them turn away from rulers of other blocks of a different religion. Interestingly, they will lose opinion of us by not accepting, but if we say I will not bargain for your soul, it will give us a hell of a lot of imprisonment reasons on people. Okay, we have more cadet branches being set up here, which is honestly fine. Evidently, that's what they're going to do when we adopt them in, is forming their own branches, but that's really not a problem with that at all, especially seeing as though that's already what the Imperial House sort of do when they branch anyway, so if anything, we're kind of modeling ourselves on them. We'll just need to bear in mind when we're searching for people or events that we consider House Mitsuba as a dynasty and not just our own individual house anymore. But the house still should take priority. If we have land to give out, is there somebody in the house available? If not, then we go to the dynasty. Now, we are getting notifications that we could grant vassals to their rightful liege, but we are not going to be doing that. Oh, interesting. Look at this. Oh, that's right. That is right. I just remembered that since we gave Yorisada a duchy, he didn't actually lose his old holding either. Oh boy, that's messy, but I'm okay with it for now. Out of curiosity, is that plague spreading? No, it seems to have left Japan. Okay, thank God for that. Having a look at the actual government map mode, and we can see that from when we inherited, where there was tons of Soryos, we have gotten it almost completely back to the Ritsuryo state. All that's really left is the Yasuda Bushidan here of Ichigo, who we will likely deal with right now, honestly. He is a known criminal, so we will attempt to forgive him for establishing a fief when attacking another governorship. He will no doubt not accept this, so we will start to rise up against him. As a matter of fact, let me take my provincial armies and raise these up as well. War has been declared. He is vastly inferior, which is perfectly fine and to be expected. So let us go ahead and deal with this. No reason to raise absolutely everybody up, people. Just grab what we need and head straight over here. What the hell? Your guaranteed protection law is no longer valid and was replaced by conditional join. Why did that happen? Top liege will always be the defending war leader in wars for any title in their realm. Two vassals can be attacked. All title holders within the realm can be targeted by wars declared by other rulers, and top liege will not be involved in those wars on declaration. Top liege can still join the war as an ally using protect vassal interaction. Okay, why did this happen though? This law is enacted automatically if the top liege's highest held title is hegemony. No. Realm size is 160. Maybe. House unity is antagonistic or defending war leader in civil war. Oh, I'm technically the defenders here. So I assume it's just conditional join during this period and we'll go back to guaranteed protection after. I really hope so. Surely it will though. Super interestingly as well, it appears as though we have a new house block, House Hawk K. They have gotten themselves back into second. They are our bitter rivals. We're going to have to deal with them. It is mainly held governorships. They're doing really well in that regard. There's just so many of them though. With 241 living members, it's no wonder that at least some of them have governorships. With that many members as well, it's also unlikely that I'll be able to just kind of like erase them or get rid of them in the way with the lower house. I may have to try and find a way to actually integrate them instead. Beautiful. We immediately caught the man at the head of the final Soryo realm. We will enforce our demands. We will disband all. And I believe you're still going to hold those, but I should now be able to revoke this off of you without any issue, and then equally revoke that off of you without any issue. And if I clear out all of this and then go to governments, oh, still this over here. The real final Soryo is this woman. I suppose we'll revoke your title as well in just a second, but not right now. Ooh, Itagiwa mining settlement. Very, very nice. Another cadet branch has been formed, Akatsuka here, which honestly is just incredible because it's yet another technically separate house inside of our block that's still actually part of our dynasty. Okay, I think I'm actually going to host a festival in the capital here. We will focus on... what do we want to focus on? Honestly, let's just do recreation at this point. We'll get some prestige as well from this, but mainly recreation. It's been stressful trying to wrestle control of Japan from these entrenched families, and dealing with all these Soryos doesn't make that any easier. So let's actually deal with some stress here. There's only one real Soryo left, and honestly, she's not someone we're really going to worry about yet. We're not going to hand off the new lands that we've taken off the previous Soryo just yet. Look at this title though. Look at the amount of holdings in here. I actually might hold on to Ichigo myself and hand off Daizafu here. I feel very attached to Daizafu and we built it up a ton. It has the Hakata port. It has the Daizafu office, but at the same time, it's just like the amount of actual holdings underneath this would be incredible. Some of the people we had in prison, we didn't really have much of a use for and they hated us. So rather than killing them, which would have given us more stress, I decided to banish them. And we actually got to pick up some interesting artifacts off them, like the prize brooch here, which we will certainly take. Probably will destroy some of these other artifacts that we're not using, mainly... I will put this there for the +1 learning, mainly for the gold, and so we don't have to consistently worry about getting notifications to repair some of this stuff. I may also actually commission an artifact since we have so much gold. Maybe some armor might actually work. Let's go for sturdy lamellar armor, why not? Guests gather round the bamboo, its branches carrying paper slips bearing their owner's wishes. Beneath the soft glow of the stars, my people entrust their dreams to the lovers above, and it occurs to me that I too might have a wish to make. What a moment for reflection, though, for Chikanaga. 34 years of age, at just a young man, the youngest of all of his siblings, told by the Irish Ronin, a man that didn't even speak the language when he arrived in Japan, that he should become Kanbaku and convert the lands over. Not only has he become Kanbaku, he's put down revolts, he's dealt with Soryos, he's gone from House Mitsuba being sort of in contention as the most powerful family in Japan to the most powerful family in Japan by a measure of 2x to 3x, and still just 34 years of age and lots left to do. I think it's only fitting he would wish to be granted the vigor to see his ambitions realized. Some prestige will lose some stress, and a wish for health for 3 years. Stress gain minus 20% is needed. Whoa, 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 what is this? Kikuchi Kaneto convinced Lady Yawa to join the Hokkei block. That's not what this festival is supposed to be about. Let's have a look at the house blocks, actually. Okay, we're still pretty dominant. Oh, very nice. Our glory is widely known. We have gotten up to illustrious. Very, very nice. Beautiful. That is the festival over. We have gone to illustrious in terms of our level of fame, which is very nice. Some influence gained, and we shall finish this festival. I was hoping to lose some more stress, but that's fine. We have other activities we can do, I suppose. Let's actually plan a hunt. It is 290 gold, which I'm not a huge fan of. We'll go to Casa here because there is predatory beasts apparently. And as much as I can afford, we'll try and up the costs here. 456 is fine. No danger on the way. And definitely focused on recreation. Mainly because I feel like a lot of the time, not controlling your stress can be a big problem. Especially as it gets up there, you can literally end up dying sooner, just like in real life. So we want to try and keep this as low as possible because we have lots of long-term visions here. And the only thing that cuts a long vision short is dying too early. Ooh, convert faith task has been finished. I've just kind of been slowly but surely cherry picking around Japan here. Insularism, unsurprisingly, is treading most strongly down near Chikuzen here where we first started. So we will continue with that and then try and manually shift our way north. And hopefully we'll see some other pockets emerge here as our dynasty gains control of those. And they all should also be insular. Governor declares fiefdom. God damn it, these guys just can't help themselves but declaring Soryo. And of course, once again, it's a man declaring himself Soryo underneath a different duchy. We're going to downsize that duchy as well. Oh, look at this. Another daughter, Nabucco here, who is Hale. All of our daughters are getting all the inheritable traits, which, I mean, I'm not complaining, but I wouldn't mind if my son started to get them as well. Another learning perk. Very, very nice. What do we want here, though? I think I will go anatomical studies because I think that is going to be important to keep us alive. Possibly then down to carefree. Maybe know thyself as well is always great, especially in this scenario. Knowing that we have that 1 year before we die could be huge. Okay, it is time for the hunt to begin. And how could we go for anything other than a wolf, seeing as though our father was Korban, the wolf father? Although I'm pretty sure early on in this campaign as Chikanaga, we came across a wolf on the road that we did not manage to deal with. Tenno Sadayusa found tracks. Hold on a minute. Are we out here with the... Are we out here? We are. We're out here with the ceremonial monarch on the hunt. Okay. My nephew Joshua is crouched down on the ground, humming cheerfully, picking cherry blossoms. He appears to have lost all interest in the hunt. Kampaku, what a bounty of nature. Look at these plants. Truly the wealth of the earth knows no bounds. We do not appreciate these simple treasures enough. And we can shout at him to get back on his horse. We could give them to our actual personal physician, though he is on death's door himself. Listen, just get back on your horse, man. Ooh, level of splendor increased. We have done it, folks. We are finally insignificant. But it does mean a new dynasty legacy. What is next down? Elegance, attraction, opinion, domicile, prestige, and house heads can employ court poets. That's not actually great. I'm actually torn between either legitimacy for the +5 popular opinion and control growth, making its way down to things like lasting line modifier. Although I feel like this is slightly better when, believe it or not, legitimacy as a core mechanic is needed. I also don't mind potentially going for noble veins for the congenital traits, or even just bounteous loins for the flat fertility. Although I also might go heroic bloodline just because I feel like this bloodline is heroic and deserves a legend seed that they could at least fulfill. Although I don't know if we would focus on that yet. We still have so much more to do. Okay, you know what? For now, I'm going to do bounteous loins because I just think we just need more Mitsuba people around. Just flat out, we just need more of them. Arguably not the most powerful one I could have sort of taken, but if I am going to take this, I feel like taking it as early as possible makes more sense. If possible, before I finish this run, if we get another Dynasty Legacy, I would love to actually finish a legend, simply because I feel like the Mitsuba Dynasty deserves it. And if we could pick Korban, that would be insane. Poachers, here in the Kikushi's wood. They huddle together as I ride up with my guards, making a poor job of hiding the dead stag behind them. We did not do this, please have mercy. Their blades and bows belie their words. You all seem excellent bowmen. We'll lose some stress because we are forgiving, which honestly is the whole reason we're out here, so why not? My vassal Toshu Masato signals across the wood. The whole wolf pack crouches in a hollow not far off. The beasts bolt up on our approach, howling the alarm as they retreat into the dense trees, fangs snarling. We chase after the fleeing silver vermin, focusing on the largest of the group. Now begins the real chase. After it, we ride. Oh, another daughter. Incredible. Mitsuba Masako, welcome to the family. I paused to quaff from my water skin, savoring some cool relief from the sweat and havoc of the chase. As I secure it at my side, I hear a low whistling noise. An arrow slams into the tree roots at my feet, burying itself deeply in the ground. I and those closest spin around, but there is no one there, only the wind rustling through the dense undergrowth. Ooh, do we say assassins get me out of here and end the hunt? Be more careful, or there must be someone and do an intrigue challenge to confront the shooter. Let's try and confront them. There is no clue. Okay, that's not great. After hours of riding, we are finally cornering the wily beast. Our chase has not been in vain. Whether tired or defiant, the wolf at last halts, turns towards us, and lets out an almighty howl. We will shoot it. I take aim as the party keep the exhausted animal in place, exhale, and loose. The arrow strikes true, straight into the beast's heart. That is how you do it. Beautiful. Hunts like these are a pure joy. I cannot wait for next year. There's nothing quite like the thrill of bringing down a mighty beast. Master of the hunt directs the breaking up, carefully skinning the carcass with direction from the game masters. We place the eager dog share of the spoils on the outstretched hide before departing for camp and home. I'm gonna say mount its head. My guest will see its majesty. We lost 90 stress, gain experience in the hunter trait, got some actual prestige as well as some legitimacy, and the Kuni of Tango gained dangerous beast slain. Incredible. We will finish that hunt, we will head back to the capital, and I'm going to leave this episode here. But we have made some phenomenal progress. Our house block is stronger than ever. We've adopted multiple people into our family and gotten them into positions of power. We are the #1 family in Japan with a power family rating of 900. Unheard of numbers from back in the day. Biggest threat to us is House Hokkei in second place. They are kind of banding together with other unhappy vassals inside of the Hokkei block that we will no doubt have to deal with, but our army continues to grow in size, the spreading of the insular faith grows in size, and we are also now, how far away? Just 18 years away from royal prerogative and getting ever closer to establishing a Soryo administration and having House Mitsuba rule Japan forever. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to like and subscribe. A massive shout out to all of our channel members on the council, including Korivo, Lord Ha Mercy, Harambe-san, Comrade Doggo, Jacinth, Luna Wolf, and Zan Quan. If you would like to support the channel, click that join button down below, and I will see you all in the next video.